All right, here we go.
All right. We're going to talk Landman.
Landman.
What I would say is currently the most entertaining show.
I think
Just
you're
finished
right.
season
Of
2.
the ones that are out there to stream, yeah, I can say this. It's rare that I routinely laugh out loud at a show, and this one does not disappoint.
Like I said, is of his shows, I think it's the best. So it's written by Taylor Sheridan. The story, my understanding for Taylor Sheridan, if you don't know, is he was the sheriff in Sons of Anarchy, I think. He was a character in Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
And when the show became a hit, he was trying to negotiate a higher salary. And the showrunners were like, you're like 14 on the call sheet. Now, I don't know what that actually really means. I believe it means that they put a priority of who the best actors are or whatever. They're like, we don't really need
We can write you out with
We'll
no
write
problem.
you out. And so, and I don't know how far his writing career was, but that really invigorated him to like, oh, I got to become a writer and like I got to make my own way. Interestingly enough, Tommy Lee Jones, that's a other side story. Well, I'll finish the Taylor Sheridan first.
And eventually we're going to get back to talking about
This
Landman.
is chaotic. What
Aggressively chaotic?
Aggressive? Yeah, no. Idea driven. That AI says that I am. I like that. Boy, I send too many text messages. I can't even find my text messages. Where is it? Anyway, it's not important. He started writing. It's for the doggies. Sorry for that side. My wife's cleaning up the dishes from lunch.
Cleaning up our mess, by the way.
Our mess, I know. But so he started writing, or he had been writing already, but he really focused on it, and he kills it. I think I can't remember the first big movie he did. It was about 2 bank robbers in Texas, but he's reinvigorated the noir western. I think he got a real big hit with Yellowstone. Yellowstone led to all these other. He did 1883, which was a miniseries. 1923. They're supposed to do 1943, probably 1963. He's done King of Tulsa, Mayor of Kingstown. And once you realize he's writing all these shows, I think the one big show he's written that I haven't watched is Lioness. He found his brand. You know, he's brilliant businessman now because he did Yellowstone.
And I haven't seen any of those other shows that you mentioned.
None of them.
But I haven't.
Not
seen,
even Yellowstone.
No, I haven't seen any of them. But I can tell you that if they are written as well as Landman is, I'm all in. I'm going to have to go try them out.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you. I think, like I already said very clearly, Landman currently is the most entertaining.
Well, Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, we haven't. I don't think we mentioned that, right?
Billy Bob. We'll talk. I got a little story about him and that.
But the bottom line is, if you're a Billy Bob Thornton fan, this show is peak Billy Bob Thornton.
Peak. Oh no! And there's another show that I'm actually currently rewatching. There were 4 seasons of it. It's Billy Bob Thornton as a lawyer in Los Angeles called Goliath, an Amazon Prime.
I need to go watch that.
That is very akin to this because he's Billy Bob Thornton, so he smokes and drinks excessively, but now he's a lawyer and he takes down
the typical Billy Bob Thornton can't be bothered attitude.
Right. Yeah. He's just sitting there burning cigarettes and yelling at people, and that's Landman in a nutshell. And again, why I say it's currently. Again, for a good show, for me, the qualities, well, they got to stick the landing, right? So Yellowstone suffers in its last 2 seasons. Yellowstone was like 4 or 5 seasons, 6 seasons. Dexter is the epitome of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dexter goes off the rails. The Shield from back in the day, that's a great show, but it tarnishes even watching it, knowing how it ends, because I don't think the end.
So far
I didn't care for the end.
So far, they're doing all right. I mean, the first season I think was better than the second season. I'm going to say for Landman, but that could have just been because it was the introductory to season to the whole situation. Which, by the way, he plays a landman, which for the oil companies is basically the
fixer, negotiates land contracts.
The operations manager on the ground. He's boots on the ground. I guess you would call him the head boots on the ground guy.
I'm gonna say season 2 is better.
Oh, really?
They're both great, but
the introduction of his dad definitely is a highlight of season 2.
The ex-wife, now remarried wife.
Well, they haven't gotten remarried yet.
They haven't gotten, so the ex-wife.
Yeah, the ex-wife, current companion.
The epitome of she is a trophy wife, and she knows.
The universe revolves around her.
Oh,
as far as she's concerned.
Amazing.
As far as she's concerned, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, he could be sitting there beaten to a pulp, and it's all about her bad day. But he loves her.
Oh, listen, this show will, like Linder said, will make you laugh out loud multiple times. It is so entertaining. All the characters, the ensemble cast. This is everybody working together. They know, they gel with their place. It's absurd. And this is Taylor Sheridan and his brilliance. And so I want you to watch Yellowstone, and then we'll talk Yellowstone. Maybe we'll talk Yellowstone before and after.
Okay.
That might be an interesting experiment to do with whatever this is, our Old Nerd Genius podcast. I like it. No, what can we say? What more can we say? Well, I'll go into spoilers now. But I don't think. Again, my take, especially on a show like this is not a show that spoilers.
It doesn't matter. Spoilers don't really matter.
Here's my number one thing. So my wife is not a consumer of media like I am. I watch a lot of stuff and a lot of bad stuff. I'll admit that, and I waste my time on a lot of junk. My wife doesn't.
Including this podcast, by the way.
Oh, this is my favorite. This is a huge waste.
We are time wasters. If we haven't demonstrated anything, we are time wasters.
This is not fit for human consumption at all. No. No. So many different scenes. So Taylor Sheridan he can do that. He'll set up these things. And a big part of this is you want to be able to, in your actual life, experience or do some of these things. So in season 2, okay, one of the things that happens, and a lot of it is very ridiculous, but his son has had this relationship with this girl.
Who was married to a part of the crew.
To part of the crew.
Yeah, part. In the first season, he's got his son out there working the hands-on stuff.
Right.
Trying to get him to learn the ropes.
His son is 2 months away from getting his geology degree
and he quits.
Petroleum engineering degree, and he quits.
Because he wants the hands-on.
He wants to learn the hands-on.
So his dad puts him out there on the crew.
Dangerous, heavy, awful work.
And there's an explosion, and everybody on his crew is killed.
Because he was running back to the truck to get a wrench.
Except for him.
And
so the woman he winds up getting into a relationship with is the the widow of one of his crew members.
One of the crew members, and they start a relationship, which is ridiculous, and his father's not happy with it. Anyway, she insists that she has to work a terrible job, at a roughneck bar. She throws a guy out, and the guy comes back and stalks her, and then he comes in,
catches her in the alley in the back.
Catches her in an alley, attempts to rape her right as the guy comes out, and he beats the fucking piss out of him. It's an older guy, you know, and again, this is Taylor Sheridan. This is what he sets up these in things, and you want to, you know, that's what we'd like to do. You'd like to see a rapist, like I said, shoot him in the dick.
That was a different podcast.
It was a different podcast, but RoboCop, here you go, my homeboy. But he, you know, but then, and this is what will happen is the cops are interviewing him after. Turns out the guy died at the hospital, and the cops are like, man, you hit him a lot after he was down. You know, and then it turns out the cops are trying to pin the murder of this guy on him. And, you know, they get the whole thing, they get the one high-powered, so that's another one on this Taylor Sheridan shows. He writes fantastic female characters. They're all interesting, they're all deadly, they're all, but they have their own flaws and stuff. They're not, you know, the
one-dimensional or whatever. Yeah. No.
Perfect at everything. No. But man, does he write law scenes with that female lawyer?
Oh, so the young woman that's
just like, wow, that's a lawyer I'd hire, like no question.
Yeah, she barges into the interrogation room and she basically hands those police officers their ass.
Well, anyway, and then but again, he sets up these situations and then they get resolved, and they get resolved in such a satisfying manner, right? So like when they're trying to bring him up on charges, and he's got a relationship with one sheriff, but it's another sheriff's thing who's been pushing because the guy was connected to the oil companies, you know, and then Tommy comes into the room with all these cops, and the one guy says something in the corner, and he goes, "You shut the hell up, you're sitting in the corner for a reason." It's like, man, I'd love to be in that situation and just be able to take over a room. And he goes like, you know, what this guy did, man, would this guy survive? He did this to any of your daughters, right? Like what kind of, and you didn't mention the guy had a heart attack at the hospital. Like, you want to pin this death on my son, like when he did what any of us would do if this was done to one of our daughters or our wives.
Yeah.
You know, just,
no.
And there's multiple experiences of that.
Well, and the Billy Bob Thornton character, which right now I can't think of his name in the show, but
Tommy.
Is it Tommy?
Tommy.
He is like our observer of the chaos that he's surrounded by.
Yes, yeah.
He basically plays us, and if you can think of it through the thread of the two seasons, is he's faced with one ridiculous, chaotic mess after another.
And let's go into the ex-wife, because she's a whole highlight of the show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like every night she does these elaborate meals.
Oh yeah, the meals.
Oh, and she wants to do all these things.
They're always a theme. They're always a theme.
You have to understand how ridiculous this setup is. So, when the show starts, he's renting this big house with the lawyer,
the older lawyer,
a petroleum engineer. They're both his friends, and then very quickly his ex-wife, who had, you know, his
daughter shows up.
His daughter shows up first. That's right. In the first season, we should go all the way back. The daughter shows up. Oh, and that is rough stuff. You're the father of daughters.
Yeah.
That was key in the first season. So again, and this might be the perspective of older men. I don't even want to say it, man.
They utilize her as a stereotype of just a stunningly beautiful, sensual cheerleader type. If you can think of a caricature, she's it, right? Relative to that male gaze thing, right? And so you've got these. She's running around barely clothed in the house,
and the other guys are like,
and the guys are just the men in the house are just having. They're like, what the hell is going on here?
No. What's even better is she's dating a football player, a quarterback, you know, and I don't even want to repeat the statement, but I love this in shows when it's very obvious. Like Dr. Pepper must have sponsored the first season, because I don't know how many times he's like, I'm gonna go get a Dr. Pepper.
Well, that's kind of like the Billy Bob Thornton character. He drinks Ultra.
Yeah.
That's not. That.
So I'm sure if you've seen any of the TikToks, because they've done clips of the show, he has this great there's this bar. That bar doesn't actually exist, but they're opening it, by the way.
Okay.
I think it's called the Patch, might be Patch Cafe. So he goes there and and he orders. He goes, I don't drink anymore, so I'll have an Ultra. And the guy laughs at him, the bartender. He goes, listen, I hate to tell you, but there's alcohol in that. He goes, listen, I'll tell you what, I'm going to come back. I'm going to drink 6 of these tonight. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to drink 6 whiskeys. You tell me which one is alcohol.
Yeah. He made some comment like orange juice has more alcohol in it than this beer. Yeah. His interaction with that bartender.
Oh, great! Because every time the bartender says something, he's like, "Do you hate the idea of getting a tip?"
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're actively working against getting a tip,
and it's so great because they have that, that kind of relationship.
But anyway, you were on the wife and the situation in the house.
Oh, and so she does all these crazy things. So first let's talk about the dinners first. And like every night she'll have a themed dinner. And she wants to be this big elaborate thing, and she's driving everyone crazy. She does the paella, and the traditional you have to have the dish in the middle, and everybody wants to get dishes, and she has a flip out, and he goes and gets dishes and puts them down. So she starts throwing shit, and she's gonna murder. Everybody runs.
Yeah, no.
Everybody runs.
Everybody's on eggshells at the dinner table because they don't know. Because they know if they don't act exactly the way she wants them to act relative to whatever this theme is, that hell is going to be.
Like, there's going to be hell to pay. I swear to God, you call it jambalaya again, and I'm gonna gouge out your eyes with this spoon. So. But that was one of the best.
Yeah, because she goes from she's manic, right?
Manic.
She goes from 0 to pissed off. There is no middle ground.
It's so great, and she's about to kill him, like literally, I think kill him. And he goes, "Listen, I just want to say, the way your tits are sweating right now, they look amazing." She goes, "God damn it, Tommy. I don't know how you could say the only thing that would save your life."
Yeah, because she's very much about her appearance and whether or not she's.
Oh no, her go to the gym with her daughter, and the instructor. Oh my God, bitch, your ass is amazing. I hate you. And this instructor's like, oh, thank you. It's such a great.
You might have brought me around on the second season because her and her daughter adopting the old folks home.
100%.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The old folk home. And
they going in there getting the old folks drunk and
they just randomly decide to go into this old folks home and everyone's quiet, and so they start going there every week, and they bring a margarita machine and they're getting these people to dance.
Take them out on field trips. Took them to a strip club.
So they set up going to a strip club. The daughter is dating this like super jock hunky guy, talks him into strip because the girl is the
being
old
the male
lady,
stripper.
The old lady's like, man, I just want to see a dick in my face one last time.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's great, man. They're having a good time, and there's these old guys and they're interacting, and then there's the scene where the inspectors come.
Oh yeah, the what would you call them?
They call them the old people police.
Yeah, but essentially the people who make sure that
the safety inspectors. They're like, what's
the
going
nursing
on
home? The nursing homes are treating their people right and all that kind of stuff.
This was another scene where it's like, yeah, you want to see. So they, the guy goes like touches her. He does assault her and puts her down, and she kicks him in the balls, rightfully so. The daughter, the other lady comes walking. The daughter trips her out, and the old people are like, "Oh man, they stuffed the old people police." Everyone's so they're handcuffed, and it's the sheriff that he's friends with, and he goes, "Do these people have badges? No. Do they have the right to arrest? No." Then he goes, "Go take those handcuffs off my wife and my daughter and release them. They had no right to touch them." It's just the kind of stuff you'd like to see.
Yeah. Right? Once again, he steps into the middle of chaos and has to
just lays down. Hey, here's very clear things.
Yeah.
The police themselves should have done that, but then so and this is my one, but this is the wish fulfillment. So they bring the old folks to the casino, and she takes like $10,000 cash.
Yeah.
She hands out the cash, and then the guys are losing all the money, and so she goes to the blackjack table.
Roulette, I think.
Oh, roulette. You're
roulette.
right. No, it was
because
roulette.
she kept letting it
She
ride.
won more at blackjack, but they didn't show that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and she let it ride. And again, so there's the old axiom of you bet black or red, and if you lose, you double it. You keep it ride, let it ride. Now, of course, she does it, and she turns like $1,000 into like 50,000
or 100,000. She walked out of there with like 100 grand or something.
I know it was 300.
What, 300?
But they don't show that part because she said, I went to blackjack and I did even better.
Yeah.
Which, so I had a period in my life where I would go with a group of friends to Vegas every year. And one year, I never gambled. I gambled one time on roulette. So as a probabilistic risk assessment analyst, I'm a terrible gambler.
Yeah.
My buddy, he had like $50 and he was at the roulette table for like half an hour, had a bunch of free drinks, walked away with like $100. I was like, oh, this is great. I lost like $150 in 5 minutes. I'm like, this is not for me. I never gambled again.
Yeah.
But my friends were trying that roulette thing. It was literally like, it was black like 8 times in a row.
Yeah. No, it'll bite you every time. The odds are in the favor of the house.
Right. Well, and he, my buddy was doing this. He went from 20 to 40 to 80 to 100. I was like, you can't stop now. Otherwise, and he stopped, so he lost his money. And it was just that thing. It did like, 14 blacks in a row or something.
Well, and plus what they do
Double
is
zero and zero.
Plus they put table limits, right? Bet limits. So what'll happen is you'll get bitten because you can't keep doubling because at some point you reach the bet limit, and so that's the odds are in favor of the house.
But again, this is a wish fulfillment.
Oh
show.
yeah.
And his other shows are like that too. Like that's
no. But no, I'm sitting there thinking about all the different threads, and I don't want to make this an hour-long podcast, but when you first start off, when we first meet Tommy, he's being held by the cartel. Right, and so there's a thread that goes through both seasons that have to do with him having to manage the fact that he's kind of in competition with the cartel relative to resources and land and who's on whose territory.
That's one I'd like to pick your brain. So this is part of the reason that I like shows. Is I like these kind of discussions. Like, what would I do in that situation? So what's your feeling on him? Because for the whole second season, and again, you can spoilers. So I would this is actually something I would say, don't listen to if you haven't watched the show. I guess it won't ruin it, but he spends the whole season saying, hey, okay, so what happens at the end of the first season is his boss, played by John Hamm, dies of a heart attack.
Right.
And the wife makes him the CEO.
Yeah, and I guess one thing we didn't mention as far as his backstory goes.
Yeah,
is
perfect. I was going to say that.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll let you.
No, I was going to say that in his younger days, he had been a wildcatter, and he made it big too. But when the oil bust happened or whatever,
busts and booms are known in the oil industry.
Right. So he lost everything. So he went from being essentially a billionaire to working for his friend. He basically, I think it was 2008, 2010. Whenever it was,
the oil crash. He basically hired I do like country music at this point, which I did not like when I moved here, but my wife convinced me. And he rented the whole hotel and had Luke Bryan or somebody play for his wife's for her birthday. And then the next day they lost everything. And
so all that to say,
he went into the bottle. Divorced him.
So he winds up being the chief operating officer essentially for his friend,
who's a multi-billionaire.
Who's a multi-billionaire, just like he did. But he made it. He was successful, whereas Billy Bob Thornton was not. And so now he's winding up working for that guy. That guy dies,
Right.
and that's how the first season ends.
Right, and so the second season is him. Now, the common theme is the husband had a unique skill and really set the business up that when he died, it would be sold. Not that his
Right.
wife would continue, but his wife decides she wants to continue. And that's a great scene too. We could talk about that. I think that's worth the Demi Moore.
Who I did not even realize that was Demi
I
Moore.
didn't even recognize her.
I did not
but that's-
recognize her.
That's a thing. And she's good. Like
Yeah,
that
she's good.
scene where she addresses all the other oilmen. Like that's how you write a female character.
No, that's what I'm saying. And you mentioned earlier the female characters in here in the show overall are strong. Even the daughter, who's played off as a sex pot. I mean, you know,
No, but
she has her moments.
right,
But
right.
I would say she's the weakest stereotype female character. The rest of them,
Sure. But again, I think we can talk like the last few years. There's been a problem with how they portray female characters.
Sure.
And this one gets it right.
not
right. Like
well, from two old men's perspective.
yeah, that's fair. We still didn't do our one on the housemaid. We got to do that one. Talk about the housemaid.
But yeah.
movie.
The movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that? It was called The Housemaid.
Oh, I could get it wrong.
No, I think you're right.
With Sweeney.
House guest, housemaid.
Yeah.
Housemaid. I think the Sidney Sweeney movie.
But anyway, so the whole second season, the wife now wants, she went from, she would swim every day and go shopping and very much the trophy wife, but now she's like, I'm going to run this Wildcat oil company. And they were right in the middle of a huge deal that was going to make him from billions to hundreds of billions or
Yeah, but he was all in on it. He was over
But he had
leveraged.
the instinct. Yeah, he was way over leveraged.
He was way over leveraged.
And so they have a bunch of, they're like, oh Christ, he didn't put any of his records on paper, on computer, because he didn't do that because he wanted the deniability.
So they got to come up with like $400 million, $500 million.
Yeah, there's
some huge.
There's a bunch there, because now they also.
But I think you were headed down the path of tying it back into the organized crime.
Organized
right?
crime.
But that's why they need him. That's why they want him to go to him. Is because they need somebody to underwrite that $400 million.
Well, for this guy, he wants to be in business with Tommy in the worst way, and Tommy's like, I am not getting in bed with the cartel. And the guy's like, listen, my money's all clean. I'm an investor. I don't do any. This guy did blow a guy's brains out in front of him, and there was a bunch of stuff.
Well, there's that part. He saves Tommy's life.
Yeah.
He walks in.
He's
and
like, we're
kills
gonna be
everybody.
friends. I'm telling you. And it's Andy Garcia.
Yeah. Okay.
He's his oozing charm. Yeah. It's like, man, the guy's a killer, but I love him.
Yeah.
But he makes a deal with Tommy's son. So Tommy's son turns out like he goes from being a wildcatter. I guess he becomes a wildcatter.
He's got a talent. He's got a talent. He's got a talent relative to identifying.
He goes to all these
underproducing wells or whatever.
6 out of 6 hit, which everyone's like, you were lucky.
That's never happened. That doesn't happen.
So he goes from, hey, you signed a lease with this guy, and this guy's bad money, and then the wife who fires Tommy. So this is all spoilers, but and it's right at the end of the season. Fires Tommy, and is all ready to get in bed with this guy, and then Tommy switches, and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to take one last chance. My son has this ability," and I think that to me this is very wise, right? I think you need to notice. He's got this. He's seen it go bad. He's yelling at his son. Mm-hmm. But then he changes his mind. He's like, okay, I think
there's something here I wasn't giving him credit for.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot in the narrative, because he was just like, you fucked this up and you fucked this up.
Yeah, because he spent most of the first 2
Andy
seasons.
Garcia's like, he never told us where to send the money. you know, and they kind of whirled around. And so the third season is coming. I'm super excited.
Yeah, because basically, Billy Bob Thornton's character, Tommy, he winds up having to go to and partner up with the head of the syndicate in order to do what he wants to do with his son, right? So he's gotten in bed with the guy now too, right?
Yeah.
But
he's
like
on his way to being like the son at the beginning of the season when he hits 6 out of 6, he's like, oh yeah, I'm basically worth like $100 million or something. He was going to get like $4 million a month or something like that in profits with those hitting, producing more. Anyway, I think I hit most of the things I wanted.
Yeah,
to
no.
Landman,
Again,
go see it, and it's
just fun.
Season 2, yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
Go check it out. All right,
All right, be good. Peace.